to the Honorable Lord and esteemed members. With only 5 minutes of talk, I have less time, so I will respectfully refrain the naming anyone. Today, we gather here to celebrate 134th birth anniversary of Param Pujya Bodhisattva Bharat Ratna Dr. Ambedkar. His legacy continues to inspire generations for equality across the globe. I will focus on equality today. We just talk about history, but he always said, who is not reading the history will not make the history. So history means future. We need to understand it. My today's subject is artificial intelligence and the pursuit of equality for marginalized communities worldwide. Along with that, I will just try to extend the speech of Dr. Paul on a next level, more penetrating in my second section. Let's understand the biased data and structural tech discrimination in the AI system nowadays. AI is penetrating historical biases in the data sets. AI systems often reflect discrimination present in their training data. Let's take an example. Hiring AIs may reject resume with the Dalit or non-Western surnames due to past bias patterns. Discriminatory hiring algorithms is the second point. It is seen as neutral, but many hiring tools reflect developers' biases. Let's take an example. Amazon tool downgraded resume with the word called woman previously, as its data favored male applicants. Eventually, they have discontinued this particular operations. Welfare inclusion due to bias, AI errors or manufacturing or malfunctioning can block deserving individuals from the welfare schemes like pensions, scholarships, fellowships. This kind of a lot of schemes can be neglected for them. Let's take an example. A widow may be denied a pension if misclassified, or trans excluded from the job schemes due to the gender data mismatch. We need to understand how the AI is playing nowadays. AI is big, or the person, the woman is big. We need to understand the Baba Saheb was not only the Dalit leader, he was India's leader, he was world's top economist. We need to understand the today's conditions, the today's tension between the India and the neighboring countries. I would like to highlight those all in my my study or my research. If you can look at the 4% of a certain group of a religious group, I can say, back to India is around 4%, and they are just manipulating a lot of things across the India, basically across the country. Now let's take an example of the US, where the 2.3% of some religious group is the wealthiest group across the world, is creating a lot of different kind of the manipulation across the globe. We need to understand. I would like to give some examples. Mr. Larry Ellison, Oracle Corporation, Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, Larry Page, Sergey Brin, Steve Ballmer, Michael Dell, and Michael Bloomberg. Starting the net worth from 230.7 billion USDs until 104 billion USDs. That much wealth they people having. And they are the big tech giants right now. They are the big tech giants, and they are coming from a certain background or certain religion. So we need to understand how the AI is playing nowadays across the globe. I'm always wondering when the US military active when the recession or economic crisis coming in the USA. Let's take an example of World War II, 1939 to 1945, Black Thursday. Korean War, 1950 to 1953, economical crisis. Vietnam War, 1955 to 1975, Nixon effects. Gulf War, 1990 to 1991, petrodollar. Iraq War, 2003 to 2011, Lehman Brothers. And recent 3 incidents, Israel and the Palestine, basically started on the war side on October 7, 2023, where the US has penetrated, or US military has penetrated their business, weaponry business, towards Cyprus, Egypt, Lebanon, UAE and Saudi Arabia, which are the nearest country towards to the Israel. The Ukraine war 2022 still present, Netherlands, Germany, Lithuania, Romania and Belarus, again nearer countries to the Ukraine. So always, I'm thinking by my research, always the guns on other shoulder, and the guns are shooting from other shoulders to build your particular economy. Right now, the Indo-Pak issues going on, I would like to talk on like in the current issue, because if Baba Sahib would have here, he would have talked on the current issues itself. In 2025, if you can see the last 6 months of records, the US has penetrated their arms towards to Singapore, Indonesia, Taiwan and Malaysia. Its nearest country towards to the China. We need to always understand how AI is playing the role across marginalized communities or the poor people or BPL means below poverty line people. We need to understand. I would like to quote in my regional language something. Ya jagala yuddha nahoy, ya jagala buddha hoy. I will just conclude my presentation in short. Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar vision strengthening the India in the global role is economy, RBI and fiscal discipline, labor rights, worker protections, gender, women empowerment, social justice as marginalized people, politics, inclusive democracy, and I'm just trying to, because I have a less time, I would like to talk a lot, but I would like to quote my closing notes. Yesterday I was just revising my speech and I've written this: political, economical and social democracies must progress in parallel, supported by the foundation of the mental democracy. Are we really follow Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar today? Are we really follow the ideologies of Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar has come through the Tathagat Gautam Buddha? I can say no. We are not following up properly. That's the reason we are struggling still.